Tommy Kovanen, also known as Lurppis. I've tried 27 different versions of his nickname, never got it right, so let's skip it, let's call him Tommy. How are you doing, Tommy?
Feeling pretty good.
That's it?
I mean, that's it. We arrived pretty early, so we've been around the mall. It's pretty huge, and there's a lot of stuff to do around here. Definitely going to be going to water park and the roller coasters later on, but today we've just been walking around, eating and chilling in the room.
All right, let's talk about Dallas first, because I haven't spoken with you for a long time, since CeBIT probably last year, and back then you were playing for Crackland, yeah, with the Finnish team. Yeah. Now you're playing with an American team. How has that period of time been for you?
I mean, it's been good. We obviously had a little trouble at first getting adjusted to everything, and because we went from Tyler Storm calling at first to me calling between events where we had no practice time at all. So it was a little rocky start, I guess, just getting everybody used to everything and getting on the same page. But we've been steadily getting better, and we've thrown away a lot of matches we should have won, which would have made us look a lot better in the spectator size. But I think we're making a pretty good progress, and we played pretty decent in Sweden last week. So hopefully we can continue that here.
So I'm assuming that you will shoot yourself if you don't get first place.
I don't know about that.
Well, I remember you had pretty bold statements in your interviews last year, or in the previous 12 months. So why don't you dish out something bold here? I mean, do you honestly think complexity will be, at your level?
We're about to find out.
So very, very shy in this respect. Okay, so coming into an American team from a European team, you've played pretty much everyone 1,000 times. You dropped to America. What were the biggest differences in style of play?
I'm not really sure if there's too much difference in style of play. At least, I guess other teams play a lot different, but the team I'm playing with is kind of more European style, I guess, just from the old COL, because they kind of stuck to that style, so it's not that different. But every other team is kind of puggish people. It's not weird in the States to have one ringer in online matches for teams and just randomly have different people play if they have school or whatever, which would never happen in European online leagues with the top teams. And I guess people just don't put in as much effort, so there's a lot of... I guess the skill gap is really big in America after 4 teams to dropping to the top 5 to top 10 teams. There's a huge skill gap in America. Meanwhile in Europe, there's, even outside of maybe top 10, there's still teams who can on a good day beat one of the top teams, so that's pretty much the biggest difference.
So you pretty much, for the most part, you feel invincible in America?
Well, I can't really say that because we lost to COL a few times, but hopefully we're getting there.
So as a team, what have you picked up from the traveling to different events? Facing European teams, obviously, if you play with the best, you become much better.
Well, I mean, I guess the biggest difference was because we changed the player a couple of weeks ago, and before going to Sweden, we hadn't played with Eddie's Good for Nothing at all. So we kind of had to start from the ground up, getting him introduced to all of our strats and our playing style, and just building team play with him. And then, I mean, we had a lot of time to practice there. Not necessarily that many days. We only had 2.5 days before DreamHack, and then I think 5 days before Arbelay Cup. But we put in a lot of hours every day we were there. Plus, we got to play a couple of real matches against the top teams too, so that definitely helped. I mean, you never know. It's totally different playing against American teams. It's kind of like how it used to be for us in Rocket, where we would kind of when we play Finnish events, and we were always the kind of undisputed one in Finland, but we always had close games against the second best team, but we never played the same against Finnish teams as we played against foreign teams. We always kind of pugged in more. And I think it's kind of the same in the States, because COL knows this really well, and they always anti-shot us a lot. So I think we're going to play a little more puggish here.
All right. World Championship. Recently, we found out that Team Again, the World Cyber Games champions, have not qualified for the finals of the European Championship, which means they will, unless they miraculously find a backdoor into the European Championship through a dropout, they're pretty much out of the entire Intel Extreme Masters season. Is that a big surprise for you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, if that qualifier was on land, I have no doubt they would have won 2-0. But they've always been a team that suffered a lot because of their bad internet connections in Poland. And I bet the motivation is just not there to play online for them either because they know that too, especially now that they're going to win with without Taz, with another Polish player playing. I imagine they've probably been practicing with him after our Ballet Cup, so that probably might have played a little role as well. And I mean, I don't really know. They also emulate, right? Like old emulate.
Oxmos, I think, a French team.
Yeah, I think it's like the old emulate team. There's a couple new players, but I mean, they always. I don't know. It's always been weird to play against them. They have like kind of different playing style than most of the teams, so it's always hard to adjust if you start losing pistol rounds and just getting bad money situations against them. So I mean, I don't think against it's any worse just because they lost one online match, and I figure they're probably gonna find their way to the European finals because of a team dropping out anyways.
So how do you think Team EG stacks up against the elite teams of the world?
It's kind of hard to say. I mean, we've beaten some really good teams, and we had a lot of close games throughout the year, but before we always kind of came short until Game Game Mexico. I feel like we're good enough to beat anyone on a single map, but we're probably not good enough to consistently beat teams yet to get really good plays in tournaments. At least we haven't done that yet, even if we are, so we're going to have to prove that first. I think the potential is there for sure. I mean, just from practice and from the way we played in Sweden.
So what needs to happen?
We just need to actually go to a tournament and do it instead of, because, yeah, I mean, like a best-of-3 format with more good teams. That's what we need to do. We just need to prove it.
So the potential is there, but the execution has been lacking.
Yeah, well, I mean, pretty much.
All right, well, good luck in group play, good luck in the playoffs if you advance, and hopefully we'll see each other in Hanover.
I'm sure we will.
Thank you.